this new secretary?
The new secretary, I wish him and I pray for his success. But I should say one word. Saudi extremely patient, and the ban of deployment, it add pressure to the Saudi citizen. My fear, recruitment from another country will cost $2,000 or less. We should not compete to them, but we should be reasonable, because unfortunate, if a good employer have to recruit a domestic helper from the Philippines and he has to pay his salary for 3 months. Some of them, not all, some of them they might be of revenge or trying to extract everything out of this girl. Here we got complaint. The recruitment agency in Saudi also, unfortunate, they are racing on quantity and they are not looking for the quality. We can force this or that, but we can be in between. Quantity, quality, and good price. So they will be better employment and better atmosphere.
Yeah, sir, what do you think, what's the problem there in the Philippines? Why it took for them 3 to 4 months, as what you mentioned, to process the papers prior to the deployment compared to the other countries? It's very easy, it's very smooth processing, while they are paying more compared to the other countries, just like they're paying, according to the employers, almost $10,000 to $12,000. Then here we go, $2,000 from other countries. Why they still go to the Philippines, and what do you think will be the solution to this problem that has been already there for quite some time?
Okay, this is the length of period started lately. I can't say what year exactly, but before we used to deploy within maximum of 30 to 45 days, a domestic helper. Then all of a sudden came up a lot of agent or broker, and they become the source. Add to it that as per the rules of POEA, nobody can advertise that hiring domestic helpers or limited advertisement. From here, recruitment agency receive 50 or more visas, so they are fighting hard, paying high commission in order to get the applicant. And the broker or the agent are the one gaining more than the agency, because they are the one going to the provinces, etc., etc., etc. But I hope that the rules of POEA to be looking at as soon as possible. Let's talk straight to the point. By disallowing recruitment agency to advertise looking for domestic helper in any of newspaper, etc. Therefore, the agency are forced to go to agent, broker, etc. And here the price goes up.
Do you think, sir, there is a corruption in the government, especially for this, while they are keeping these things to happen as a sort of opportunities for the employer or any recruitment agencies to find a quality applicants, advertising any platform, social medias? They prefer right now to have a one-on-one dealing with the agents, or that's why it boils down into one. The cost is very high, but the quality is not good anymore.
it is unfortunately the quality can't be improved because of the quantity. But we can do something. The recruitment agency, they are trying their best, but unfortunate. I want to say one word, but I know it will hurt many. The people in recruitment agencies, long time ago, the professional, the one really know the bottom of the game, they are out of the market. What came in the market? Hundreds of many people with vested interest on the money, not on the quality or satisfying both employer and employee. And this is the main issue. But if they will be really easing in the rules how we were before and fighting the agent, therefore there should be no broker in between. The applicant can go and choose the best. Easing that agencies will put an advertisement wherever of their need. Then I guess the broker will be out of the market, and therefore we are going to get better employee. And I hope we will just look after the media. An example, a country, whether Saudi or Kuwait, wherever, having thousands of OFW. Don't expect that these thousands, there will be no cases, whether the fault of the employer or the fault of the applicant herself. There will be mistakes, trouble, etc. So why the media have to expand a little problem into a big issue, like the end of the world? By killing them, not to focus on those things, because this is government aim to increase employment, to increase revenue, to increase dollar reserve. So it should be really considered.
Despite of all the things, sir, that the government of the Philippines hinder this deployment or suspend the deployment of these workers and even the skilled, still the Saudi government is very generous, very kind to the Philippines. Still, they are still waiting for the deployment to be lifted up, and the Secretary of the Department of Migrant Workers right now is already been very vocal on processing. But the problem there in the Philippines is the collision of powers between the two departments. So what can you say about right now the Department of Migrant Workers and with the DOLE, especially for Secretary Bello, who has been leaving any moment from now, and the Department of Migrant Workers has already the authority, has the sole power under his control, including the POLO, the POEA, as ILAB, any separate agencies under to him, that he can be able to exercise his power, this new secretary?
The new secretary, I wish him and I pray for his success. But I should say one word. Saudi extremely patient, and the ban of deployment, it add pressure to the Saudi citizen. My fear, if there will be a reaction soon on the deployment, the mild reaction that a delegation from Saudi Ministry of Human Resources went around looking for another source in Africa or some in another Asian country. And it is ongoing process. with patient, they are waiting until the new government will take over, which I pray that will not take long. Then Secretary Mamao can be free to lift the restriction on deployment to Saudi Arabia. Then we will go back. The rules are clear, but we have to be more strict, improving the contract, which it has been for how many years, never been improved. We have to go for improving the employer relation with his employee. These things, if we reach, then we will get better. I would rather to say that let's get less employer with no headache or trouble, better than having thousands of employer with hundreds of cases. So I hope this will be implemented. I saw the interview of the OFW secretary with you. He sound great, he sound reasonable, and he knows what's going on in the market, and that will be better step. That's why I say that we will have better year to go.
Sir, upon your entry to coming back to the Philippines to start again your agencies there, recruitment agencies, thousands who know you well and thousands of deployed OFWs know you very well. They are waiting for that opening again, sir, because you are very optimistic to open again. You see that business in the Philippines still going and you believe in the Filipinos. What can you say for this? It's because they want to apply directly to the agencies that you are referring or that you're going to put up. It's because they have already experienced from you a better, at the same time that you are truly advocating on the rights of the OFWs, not only there in the Philippines but also in any countries they're deployed, specifically here in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and they are waiting for you right now there.
Let's pray for the best. Within 6 months, this will happen. Right now, I am in a venture with a recruitment agency, but I am going slow. But once we have our own, with my staff and my former partner, whom I started recruitment in the Philippines back 1980 with her, and she is willing to be part of our operation. By that time we can apply. I am trying to do two things. One thing in favor of Saudi, which to bring the price as low as much as possible. Second, to the Filipino, which having bigger deployment with peace of mind. Not bigger deployment and responsibility. It has to be bigger deployment with peace of mind. And this will happen with the God help and with you help and support. And I'm sure, I know the Philippine government, no matter how there are changes in the government, but in general, Filipino are loyal to the Philippines, and they will do everything to support the best to Filipino.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, your last message to the Filipino people and also to the upcoming election. The new administration is coming, and also for the relationship and deployment, of course, to the welfare of OFWs, especially there in the Philippines, going here to Saudi Arabia and any other countries.
This is the last word, but it needs a book, so I will say everything. Anyway, my word to the OFW, improve yourself. Be patient. Don't jump just somebody tell you go abroad. Here the trouble will come. Think twice. Think you are patient and capable. Once you have these two things, then you will face everything in abroad, whether in Saudi or any other country. With the employer, I would say we had been doing business with the Filipino, and it's proven against all odds that the Filipino are the best. The Filipino are the most responsible in everything. Even you get an ignorant Filipino who does not speak, does not write, with patience, he will improve himself. That's where I believe in Filipino, and they will be the best choice. And Saudi want the best choice as well. So take the responsibility of both recruitment agency in the Philippines and in Saudi to play safe and achieve the goal, not achieve the money.
The new coming administration, sir.
Well, I would say, if I will become selfish and toward the business, I would say Bongbong Marcos will be the best, because if he talk about anything on late President Ferdinand Marcos, there will be a lot of debate and a lot of stories. Except one thing, that he is the father of Filipino overseas. He is the godfather of this, and this is the biggest credit. Every Filipino being deployed from 1974 up to today, it's the credit of President Marcos. Now with the other two, I feel hard to say it, because Isco is I consider him like a son. He is a friend. We met several times, because I used to be with Lion, and he was part of Manila City Hall as a consular. So several times we met. I felt that he is going to achieve to be, and thanks God, at least I saw him as a mayor, and I wish that he will be the president. But here the selfish interest, I will say Marcos will be better. And here we come again, the third one, Vice President Manny Robredo. I really admire her patience and aggressive to reach, to be on the top, to be the president of the Philippines. She deserves it. She worked very hard. She's a lawyer. She is sincere. But if I will become again to be selfish, I would say still Bongbong Marcos will be, because with OFW he has a target, a legacy which no one can compete with him. While Isco or Robredo, they have to prove themselves and show up their quality. At the end, whoever will be the president, it's the choice of Filipino. And let's pray for all of them the best, all what we want. And I want to say, let's pray that the election will be clean, no fraud, and straight to the point. And congratulations to anyone who will win.